Us now, Phil LeBeau with Luminar, co-founder and CEO Austin Russell. Phil, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Wilf. Austin, thank you for joining us just minutes after you guys release your Q3 results. Your revenue, $8 million, if I'm correct. That's a little shy of what many people were expecting, but an increase of 26%. When you look at where the revenue is coming in right now, I know you've got a number of programs that you have already signed up, partners, if you will. Tell me what you're expecting in terms of as you look into the rest of this year and then into 2022.
Yep. So we actually at the beginning of the year we defined 5 key milestones for the kind of the critical aspects of how you could define success, how you could find progress in the business, and we've been meeting or beating and executing to all of them at this stage across from a commercial perspective, product perspective, financial perspective. Obviously for pre-series production, which is kind of the key. Coming up, for the subsequent year, the revenue is relatively incremental, but we actually just raised our full year guidance this past quarter. And while we don't provide quarterly guidance for this, and probably why that is, we remain fully on track for the full year guidance range that we have, and have been meeting or beating all of our milestones.
You had a stock reaction earlier this week that you have to love as the CEO of a company, with shares popping substantially once the news came out that NVIDIA has selected Luminar's sensors as part of the sensor suite, if you will, that will be included into their autonomous vehicle platform. When does that start to impact the results? In other words, they're going to be building their autonomous vehicle platform. When do you expect that your sensors and your work will really start to flow into the revenue and the bottom line?
Yeah, so the launch for that platform, starting to go into production, is for 2024. But listen, it's super exciting to be working with NVIDIA. They've led the modern compute revolution from what we've seen, and we really see it as no different for what they're doing for the automotive industry. And to be selected by them and designed into their platform, we think has an opportunity to find the future of what we have ahead. Couldn't be better. I don't think we could ask for a better partner in that respect. But these things, obviously, from a development standpoint, there's a lot of work that has to be done to be able to make all this happen. But this is the same core product that we actually get to deliver to all of these different automakers into series production, and that's what's exciting to be really the first and only company that can have that capability to power that, and why we've been just on this wind tear across the industry.
But that's one of the knocks against the lidar technology right now, like you're developing at Luminar, is that it's in relatively few vehicles right now. And while the potential is fantastic, we're not going to see this really start to take off in the industry, at least for a couple of years.
Yeah. I think, this is where we're really pioneering this and changing that. And there is no question that there is no, truly autonomous or capable vehicle that's been out on the road today that can have that functionality, or not just one that you can buy. This is the whole point of what we're changing. We're fundamentally revolutionizing the safety aspect of it and the autonomy aspect of it towards a vision of ultimately building this uncrashable car and being able to save time, particularly when on highways, to be able to provide a huge value to the end user. And that's something that obviously is part of the whole point of this. Is something that we're pioneering. If it was existing, I think it would be very easy. But this is the way that we get there. And obviously, it's that $1 trillion market and opportunity that we're going after. That we set up the stage, we set up the platform, we have everything that's sure needed from a core tech perspective, and now we just got to keep executing.
One last question, Austin. There's been a number of lidar SPAC IPOs, and many people are starting to say, boy, there's a lot of companies out there. We need to see some consolidation over the next couple of years, or we will see some consolidation. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think this is what we're kind of already seeing, is that you could say just a handful of years ago, there were 100 different efforts out there. Everyone and their brother was trying to do some kind of, lidar R&D that had any association with the kind of technology. But the whole point is that we had to pioneer all these different components entirely from the ground up to be able to make a unique system and make this work. But at the end of the day, talk is cheap. You have to really show substance behind it, get designed in. The decisions that automakers and key technology providers are making now in terms of who they work with and what they work with, that lasts for many years to come. I mean, these are very sticky type of solutions that high barrier to entry, but equivalently high barrier to exit. And today, certainly as far as we're aware, we're still the first and only company that actually has a solution to this problem for the performance, safety, the technical aspects, the economics, the scalability, and everything that's needed to make this happen. And this is where we see the opportunity to take over the industry.